I guess that's what happens when you go to a place called Mountaintop. You do tend to push it a little bit closer than you might like. Okay, that's nice weather today, but we're fully charged and ready to hit the dusty trail. Calibrated to highway driving in freezing conditions, I guess, as it's 190 miles, that should improve. But let's head on our way, see what we can find. The clear downside of doing these recons at various pilots and travel plazas is when there's nothing here. It's a bit of a bummer, but you do occasionally get a canopy or some construction work, so maybe worth the effort. In any case, this is a pilot off I-71 in Burbank, Ohio, and it is actually listed as one of the Ohio state level Dieselgate funds. So this one right here. This will be a nice little intersection one, serving these kind of outside of Cleveland communities, Akron, Medina, Worcester, Mansfield. So will be good when something's here, but right now nothing is. So we will be on our way, head back across Pennsylvania, check out some of the under construction sites along the route. Okay, so I thought I'd make this one about crossing Pennsylvania and how the infrastructure has changed over the years, or lack thereof. We'll see some of the new sites that are coming across and funded by NEVI. We'll see others that have gone in, like this next one at Emlenton Pilot, and just get an idea for how crossing Pennsylvania, on I-80 at least, has changed as we've gone through the years. What I do know is there is no charging at the tourists' information centres, but there is one in 40 miles. Let's take a look. Alright, Pilot Travel Plaza, or dealer, Emlenton. Borders over here with Ohio. Further along you've got Clarion somewhere, Electrify America, Du Bois Electrify America, a little bit south and off the route of I-80, State College Electrify America, then Bloomsburg Electrify America, somewhere over here. Then you scoot up for us into Scranton direction or down to New York, but that's I-80, the majority of it, and this is a new one. Most of those Electrify Americas have been there for years, so we will stop at them for the free charging, but they're not that interesting. The one here is a Pilot, but not EVgo. Oddly enough, it is 2 charge points, the brand new ChargePoint Express Plus units. And we're on a cold pack. I didn't preheat. I wanted to see how it did with the just route planning in general. Said we'd arrive at 18% in the next place along, about 20 miles, so I think that's not too far off the reality. But let's get plugged in, see what it does. Try them as well. Got your treadmill handles as well. Don't really need to watch this in the rain because it will tell me in the app, but Got the blue in use, green not in use. And 70 kilowatts is about what you'd expect for the IONIQ 5's cold pack. 65 maybe a bit lower, but we'll let it do its thing, have a quick look around the site, and I'll go to the restaurant. Okay, so I don't want to hang around too long because this is paying where I could just be plugging in at Electrify America and being done with it, but it's an interesting little stop. There's a sit-down restaurant in there, quite quaint, much more so than you'd think from the outside. Looks like a decent family diner style thing. Piano being played as you get in, and clean restrooms. It looks a bit old on the outside, but definitely pretty good on the inside, so not a bad stop, pretty good choice for people. As I say, power's good, 200 kilowatts will do most of us just fine. There's an extra couple of posts here, conduits run. Not sure if they'll put more in, or definitely looks like they've got plans to add another unit at least, because you've got stalls painted for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one on the other side, 5. So not sure about that, but you've got the big sign in the middle. It's very clear these are for electric vehicles with the green, albeit no stencils in the spaces themselves. Highway is right there where all the trucks are going, and it's just interesting to see it as a pilot station with charge point units rather than EV Go. Have to assume this is either state money that's gone in here, I'll take a look, or maybe something a little more planned, but this is the first one that I've seen on an interstate serving travel corridors. Pennsylvania's mostly done city, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, that kind of area charging. So good to see these, but nonetheless, we'll stop it up. Screen's actually responsive, which is not necessarily always the case for charge points. Really big chunky handle. And 48 cents per kilowatt hour is getting close to what we're expecting to see now. Would have seemed high in the past, but that's the standard price for non-members on Electrify America, plus some recent price hikes taking others higher. That's all good. Got your power blocks in the back there, that's where all the power modules will be. They've certainly got spaces marked out for more, but that may be another one going in there, and maybe another one going in there for a total of 4. That would be the bare minimum at these kind of sites now, but this is a good location, worth putting this in. If you aren't particular about where you're going to stop, you don't have a preferred network or a plan that you need to stick to, this would be a good place to go right off the interstate. Good restaurant in there, lots of tchotchkes and clean restrooms. But we are to move on. So it may actually turn out that we have to go a few places, because you've got your Clarion one here. Emlenton was back there. That's so focused on getting to that one that I missed the fact that not long before it, there's a travel centre and a Sheets on here. New Sheets construction, and the other one is maybe a NEVI site. Yeah, so that was a NEVI award. Should have gone and look at that really, but whatever. That's one that would be the first one in Pennsylvania as you enter from the west. Then you'd have your Emlenton that we visited. So there's a little gap, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 with the Clarion one already here. 4 at this one we'll look at the Brookville stop, which is a Loves, and another NEVI award of $577,330. Then the existing Du Bois, Electrify America. Then there's another here, Quick Fill. That's a NEVI for just over $500,000. Then another NEVI here, 1.1 million. Gonna have to be a little bit judicious in which ones we look at here, because there's a lot of them and I'm not spending the entire night checking these out. They won't have been built yet, but you can kind of see the NEVI plans, at least for Pennsylvania, have started to act on this, putting them every 50 miles or so. This will be a bit less by the looks of it in most of these cases, but they're trying to get one, you know, so you don't have to go much more than that 30-40 miles to get to the next. So there's all kinds here, and it will get you all the way across. This one in Pittston between Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, that one actually has started construction according to local news, and Cadillac Lyric owner here. So that one is one we'll go and look at. It's actually out of pilot as well, so it kind of fits in with our theme of trying to check these out. So that's good to see, and this is going to be a much different route from the time that we get to right now, you know, with only really a couple of stops options, and then you've kind of got to just fill up high in Du Bois and go across the area above State College all the way over to Bloomsburg to get your next Electrify America charge. You're going to start to be able to choose, and this kind of route, this long 300 miles or so across I-80 in Pennsylvania, to me kind of emphasizes the change that this NEVI funding is going to make. Winding down here, won't have much time to do anything else, so I'm just going to move on, especially realizing how many more places there are to check out. This one is of interest because we do often get off around this Brookville exit in Western PA on I-80, and there's a Loves travel stop that's getting an extra one. This would be our usual go-to, or the Du Bois from there, but this one would be a little bit closer to the exit we'd normally get off. So I want to take a look at that, see how it does, and we will go and check it out. Just another 20 miles down the road, so not too bad, and we're about to sit up at 80% here. So another truck stop, but no hardware here. Big open space, big forecourt. This is pretty much all there is around here. The Wendy's, the auto travel store, and then the big plaza, but this is it, and nothing here as yet. But it is this kind of continuing theme. It really doesn't take very long. You're on the interstate for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then you can hop off again and get another one. So here, Emlenton, the other direction, Du Bois, wherever we are, and then just keeping along this line of traveling across I-80 and having an option every 30 miles in this initial stint, and then maybe it goes to more like 30 or 40, but the whole thing will be bridged by the time this is done. So good stuff, but I really should start actually making some progress and getting on the road here. So one of the bonuses now of some of these sites opening up, and we will bookend I-80 300 miles or so with another charge point, Express Plus, is you can bypass some of the sites that are less desirable, I guess. So actually Bloomsburg has been a good stopping point for us over the years. There's some decent restaurant options, and you know, it's a shed, so it's different than a Walmart, but it's also off the interstate by a good couple of miles. You have to kind of get off and then go a good way down the drag, so that hasn't been, you know, a stop I really want to go to if I'm on one of these longer trips. To get over from Du Bois to Mount Onvo, Dorrance, whatever we're calling it, it's one of the new plazas that went in with some of Pennsylvania's Dieselgate money, and it's definitely a nice stop. It's got the 200 kilowatt chargers, it's only 38 cents per kilowatt hour still, so it's reasonable energy costs, above and beyond that free kind of plan that we have with Electrify America. And you know, it's in the right place to add an extra option to be able to say, well, I don't want to go to Bloomsburg, so I'm going to move on here and get to the next place. So I'm going to go there now. That's going to be the next stop, and it's just kind of starting to get to that point where when all these NEVI sites go in, you're going to have those options. You're going to be able to say, I prefer this brand or this type of lunch or this type of dinner, so I'm going to go to this stop. I prefer actually a sit-down restaurant, so the Bloomsburg one's fine. I want to get off the interstate, I want to stretch my legs and have a sit-down choice of meals. Or I want to push through and go to just the gas station, convenience store type thing, juice up really quickly, get my 10-15 minutes coffee break and bio break, and get back on the road right away. So only just starting to see it, but if it's coming to rural Pennsylvania, it's coming to the rest of the United States as well. So it's one of those asides that I'm starting to enjoy seeing develop even outside of the coasts and bigger EV markets. So no Bloomsburg this time, just a straight shot through, albeit with only 8 miles to spare. But that'll do me. Well, I guess that's what happens when you go to a place called Mountain Top. You do tend to push it a little bit closer than you might like, but disappointing, it's not even 1%, but 2 miles space, so plenty there. Luckily, charge point is here and ready to go. Both green, lit up, and this shouldn't be much more difficult than scanning this bad boy and letting it go to work. Let's take a look. I think there's some cold pack action going on there possibly, or just maybe it's figuring itself out. Whatever the case, I need the restroom and I definitely need a coffee, so what better than a brand new convenience store. It's Onvo, a brand up here in northeast Pennsylvania. See the power bricks hidden in the distance, 2 big banks, 1 each for these 2. And room for more. But not going to poke around the utility parts of a site at midnight. We have to draw the line somewhere.